I'm sure you already know about the PhotoPass service at Walt Disney World, but did you know you can book these magical professional photographers for private photo sessions at the 4 parks? Find out about that today here on WDWAO. Welcome to Royal Highnesses, I'm Dan and you're watching WDWAO, or Walt Disney World Adults Only. Capture your moment up for discussion today. So, have you done this before yourself? Would you like to? And do you even know what capture your moment is? Well, no fear, don't worry. Today, I'm going to be joined by Taylor, by Helen and by Jackie. We've all done capture your moment personally, so we've all got experience of it, and we are going to spend some time today telling you all about it and why this might be good for your next trip. As always, if you have any questions for us about capture your moment or about anything else for that matter, whack them in the comments down below and one of us will get back to you with an answer. So Helen, what is capture your moment and how does it work?
Thanks Dan. So what is capture your moment and how does it work? These are private photo sessions booked with a PhotoPass photographer in a park of your choice. The sessions are 20 minutes long, but you can also book a double session if you wish. They'll also provide you with any props that you might want to have in your photos, for instance a chalkboard that you could put your birthday number on, or a short message, or congratulations, things like that. They can be used for a number of occasions, from an engagement to a honeymoon, graduation, a special birthday, baby announcement. The list is endless. How's that, Dan?
Practically perfect in every way. Now Taylor, can you tell us where capture your moment sessions can take place?
Of course, Dan. Capture Your Moment initially started in the Magic Kingdom only, but after its instant popularity, it grew and is now in all 4 parks. Starting in the Magic Kingdom, there are actually 2 separate options that you can book there. The first is Main Street and Cinderella Castle, and the second is Fantasyland and Cinderella Castle. The Main Street option is obvious. You will start by having your photos taken all along Main Street, and the second will have you taking photos in available locations in Fantasyland and Liberty Square. Both will have you ending with shots with the Cinderella Castle in the background. For that Main Street session, you will check in at Box Office Gifts in the town square right at the front of the park. And for the Fantasyland option, you are going to check in at the counter inside Sir Mickey's, which is right on the backside of the castle. If you are more of a world traveler, you're going to want to book your session in Epcot, where you can have your photos taken in the Germany Pavilion, the Italy Pavilion, the American Adventure, the Japan Pavilion, or the Morocco Pavilion. For these locations, you will check in by the Kidcot Fun Stop next to the Art of Disney, which is located in the American Adventure. Heading over to Hollywood Studios, you can dazzle with shots along Hollywood Boulevard, Echo Lake, or Sunset Boulevard, among others. But please note that photo sessions are not available in Galaxy's Edge. For this park, you will check in at the podium that is located between the Disney's Hollywood Studios Arch and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Lastly, you can get wild with shots over at Animal Kingdom. When you check in there at Island Mercantile on Discovery Island, the photographer will tell you what locations are available, but know that the Tree of Life will definitely be one of them. For each Capture Your Moment session, you will be assigned a photographer and another cast member that is going to help sort of wrangle people and try to keep them out of your photos and help with any of the props. It is important to note that each session allows for a maximum of 8 people, and all props and attire must comply with Walt Disney World property rules. This means no wedding dresses. You will have to go through Disney fairy tale weddings for that one. But I think that about covers it all, Dan.
Thanks, Taylor. Now, Jackie, can you please tell us the current pricing for Capture Your Moment, how to make reservations, and also just explain what is not included in the price?
Sure, Dan. The current price of a 20-minute Capture Your Moment session is $99 plus tax. I should also probably mention that this only includes the session. Print pictures and digital downloads will have to be purchased separately. Guests who have purchased Memory Maker prior to their Capture Your Moment session and annual pass holders who have the Memory Maker included with their annual pass can download their photos as soon as they've been uploaded after their session. If you would rather buy only a few photos, you can head over to Disney's PhotoPass website and purchase them there, or to the Town Square Theater at Magic Kingdom. I highly recommend booking your reservations as early as you can online, but for those that don't want to plan ahead or it's just a spur of the moment thing, they may have day of reservations for you. And payment is due at time of booking for both the reserved and day of reservations. I think we've got all the basic information covered. And remember, as Dan said, ask us any questions at all. Now let's hear those reviews. Dan?
Thanks, Jackie. I think that's everything covered. So I'm going to start us off with my experience using Capture Your Moment, which was just in September last year. So briefly, I wanted to propose at Walt Disney World to my now fiance David. Now, I had planned to do this on our trip in 2020, but that trip was cancelled due to COVID. But yeah, so the proposal actually got delayed by a couple of years. And I think Taylor was the first person that I spoke to about this. I didn't really know exactly how to do it, where to do it, and how to capture it, because I'd never want to forget that moment because it was so special. And Taylor suggested a Capture Your Moment photo session, which I hadn't even considered. And we conspired a little bit together and came up with a plan to book Capture Your Moment photo session, which actually, in theory, worked perfectly. I wanted to propose to David in Magic Kingdom at the Wishing Well, and we came up with a plan that we could get the photographer involved in that plan to get David to stand at the Wishing Well with his eyes closed as if he was making a wish, and then when he opened his eyes, for me to be on one knee with the ring. This was our plan. At 60 days out, I called and booked a double session. In the UK, just a slight point, you sometimes can't book Disney experiences online unless you use a VPN. I didn't have a VPN then, I do now. So I did it via the telephone. There's a special number you can call from the UK to book stuff like that, tours and stuff. I'll put that number on the screen for you now in case you want to use that yourself. I called up and booked a double session. So each session is 20 minutes, so we had a 40-minute session booked. I wanted the first half to be to get some nice photos of us, and in the second half to get the proposal and of course all the ugly crime photos as well. I met our photographers, Stacey and Ethel. Oh my goodness, they were both so lovely and so up for helping me with my plan. We set off, the four of us, basically 40 minutes of photographing us, which is something I'm not super comfortable with. Despite having a YouTube channel and doing all this, it's not really my thing to be posing for pictures with lots of strangers watching. We started on Main Street, then we went into the confectionery and then up to the castle. We did some photos in front of the castle and then we were taken around to the Wishing Well. And as you probably guessed by me calling him my now fiance earlier on, it went perfectly, exactly to my plan. The photographers were excellent in facilitating what I needed. There was lots of tears all around. I think even Ethel was crying as well. What an amazing moment, and we've got it all captured in photographs. We captured the moment, and that is what this is all about, capturing your moment. After the proposal, we still had quite a lot of time, so we went round to the back of the castle in Fantasyland. We had some pictures taken at Prince Eric's castle, at Beast's castle. We came away, I think, with over 100 photographs. So yeah, a lot of pictures to sit and sort through. Was I pleased with all of them? Honestly, no, I wasn't. But I didn't really expect to like every single picture we got. But out of the 100 plus we did get, there were so many that I did like. In a few of them, the lighting was a bit off. The miserable weather didn't help. Some of the faces we were pulling didn't help either. But overall, I could not be happier with the outcome of this experience and the fact that I've got my engagement captured in these beautiful photos. And yeah, it was 100% worth the money. It was a personal and magical experience that I will never ever forget. One of the most key moments in my life, captured by two amazing people, Stacey and Ethel, and we're going to have those photos now forever. In terms of pricing, it was slightly cheaper last year. The price has gone up since I did it, and I think I paid about $150 for the double session. I think now it's a bit more than that, but for $150 it was well worth what we got from it. And we had Memory Maker included with our park ticket, so there was no additional charge for the actual photos. We could download all 100 plus of them for free. I 100% recommend this to you. It was just perfect for what I needed, and it could be for you as well. Taylor, I know we collaborated and schemed over my engagement, but you did your own Capture Your Moment session just a few days after mine for a very, very special reason of your own. Tell us about that.
That is right. Just a few days after your magical engagement, my husband and I had our very own Capture Your Moment session for a different celebration, a non-adult one. We were announcing our pregnancy. Now, mind you, I was 7 months along, so most of my family and friends at home were completely aware. But my internet friends, other than Dan, because I told him, were not. So it was really, really fun to share those photos later that day with them. We chose the Main Street and Cinderella Castle option, and we're given a letterboard, and then we actually brought a onesie from home to use in our photos as well. We only booked one session, and at that time it was $79. Plus I did tip the photographer at the end as well. And we ended up with about 50 photos, which I thought was excellent. I liked the vast majority of the photos. Some were a little rough, but that was kind of my own fault because I made one mistake. I booked a 10 a.m. session at the beginning of September, and it was scorching. So as hard as I tried, the last handful of photos, we are very, very sweaty. My favorite photo though, the one that we actually used for the announcement, there were fireworks going off behind us from the castle because of the magical Friendship Fair stage show. It was special. I knew it was happening. I could hear it behind us, and I was really excited that we were gonna have that photo. The photographer was so fantastic. In the beginning, it was a little bit awkward. I'm not a model. I didn't know what to do with my ginormous body, but he was really encouraging and posed us and praised us. And by the end, I was completely comfortable, and I think the photos look pretty natural. So I definitely recommend Capture Your Moment, especially if it's for a special occasion. You are gonna get different locations and different photos that you're just not gonna get with the regular PhotoPass photographer. And you know, you feel a little bit special going in and having your own photo shoot. I enjoyed it so much that I actually do plan on booking it again for an upcoming trip later this year, this time with the baby on the outside. You did 2 sessions, right, Helen? One was on your birthday?
Yes, Taylor, I have done 2 sessions, and the first one was on my birthday in Magic Kingdom. After checking in at the town hall and meeting the 2 PhotoPass ladies, we made our way up Main Street and stopped off to have some photos taken beside the balloons. These are really cute pictures and are some of my favourites that they took through that session. We made our way up Main Street and they took some fantastic photos in front of the castle, advising us on how to stand, where to put our hands and our arms, and you've just got to trust them and go with it, and the photos actually come out amazing. We then made our way through the castle to where the mosaics are and on the way to Cinderella's royal table. They managed to just hold the other guests back while they took our photographs in front of the mosaics. This made it even more special because obviously there's nobody else in your photographs, and this was definitely one of the best photos we got from our session, and it's definitely one of my favourites. And as the session was coming to an end, they asked was there anywhere else that we wanted to have photos taken. I really wanted to go around to the Wishing Well, so around to the Wishing Well we went and took some more photos around there using the chalkboard that was used throughout with my birthday age on, and it was just a really lovely time. The 2 ladies made us feel really comfortable, felt like they knew exactly what they were doing, and we really enjoyed the session. Unfortunately, the session at Hollywood Studios wasn't as good. We checked in with them and met the 2 guys and made our way to Sunset Boulevard. First few pictures were fine. Again, they were just telling us how to stand, where to pose. but this seemed to be taking a long time on setting the camera up. I thought maybe it was just the way the sun was, but anyway, it carried on throughout the session. We did take quite a few photos up Sunset Boulevard, and stopped to take one where he more or less focused in on the flower more than he did on us. I really don't think these photos came out very well at all. I know he was trying to be artistic, but they really weren't very good. We carried on further up towards the Tower of Terror and took some photographs at the back of Beauty and the Beast up the stairs with the tower in the background. Now I will say this is a double session, so I was expecting quite a few photographs from this one. We then made our way up to the back of Tower of Terror and went up where you would join the queue to get into the actual house, but we were on the other side where all the flowers were. So we took some photos around there, and some of them were really cute, but again he concentrated more on taking photos of the flowers in front of us, and it just didn't feel the same as it had done at Magic Kingdom. I then asked if we could go down into the gift shop and take some photographs in there around the desk as you exit the ride. So we did take some there, and one of those is also one of my favourites, just a bit playful with the Tower of Terror hat. Now just to give you a little bit of information on the 3 sessions that I've done. So with Magic Kingdom we got 98 photographs, and that was from a 20-minute session, and there's very few on those that I'm disappointed with. On the double session at Hollywood Studios, they only took 75 photos. This was extremely disappointing, and I would say nearly half of them we didn't like. So it felt like it was a little bit of a waste of money. Would I book a double session again? Probably not. Would I book a Capture Your Moment session again? Absolutely. If you get the right photographers and you're in the area where you would really like to be, then I think these are a great memory to have for years to come. You've done 2 sessions as well, haven't you, Jackie?
Just like you, Helen, I've done 2 Capture Your Moment sessions at 2 different parks. Don't all the cool kids do that? My first Capture Your Moment session was in January of 2022. I had just found out that this was now a thing that was available, and who wouldn't want their picture taken at Magic Kingdom? Totally iconic, right? I also wanted to celebrate becoming an aunt for the 2nd time. That photo session turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I had purchased 2 blue Mickey balloons as my props, and the photographers were really excited to actually work those into my photos. For my Magic Kingdom shoot, like the others, I met my photographers at the Town Square Theater, and we headed over to the hub. I had wanted pictures at the hub and in and around the castle. It was the closest of the 4 hubs, which was nice because they were able to kind of block off some of the people and get some good shots without any crowd interference. And the castle in the background, it was a beautiful sunny day. Did I love all of the pictures they took? Not so much, but I am sharing with you the ones that I absolutely love. Similar to Dan, but not as exciting, I also had some photos at the Wishing Well. These were fairly cute, and these are some of my more favorite ones. We ended my session near and around the backside of the castle, near Sir Mickey's, where they did the whole holding your ears photos. And my absolute favorite shot is actually not even of my face. It's me in shadow looking out from the castle to Main Street with my 2 balloons. It was just awesome. It's iconic. I think I liked my Capture Your Moment session in October of 2022 at Animal Kingdom a lot better than my first session. But this also could be because it was with my parents. It was going to be my 40th birthday that year, and I wanted something commemorative and special with them because you never know how long you got your parents on this earth. I chose Animal Kingdom for this Capture Your Moment session because it has such pretty locations and backdrops. For our Animal Kingdom session, we met our photographer outside the Island Mercantile gift shop. If you're on Discovery Island facing the tree, it's going to be the ones on the left-hand side. We decided that probably the best shots we're gonna get are outside the walking trails around the Tree of Life. There's not a lot of people, and just, the flora and fauna, aka the flowers and the trees, were just beautiful. If you've never walked around the Tree of Life, I highly recommend it. You can see all the sculptures, the little water gardens, just some secret little areas where you just calm down, cool off, relax without a lot of the crowds. Our photographer was really great. He told us where to stand, how to pose, and we had some really great shots. Our session was about 30 minutes long, and about 15 minutes after our session, our photos were uploaded to the My Disney Experience app. Some of my recommendations for capture your moment sessions: don't be afraid to be silly, just have fun. Don't be self-conscious. You're gonna get the best photos that way. So would I do a capture your moment session again, and is it worth the money? Probably. But again, my sessions were done when it was $79 a piece, and it's now $99 a piece. In short, would I still do it again? Yes. Yes, I would. Probably this time at Epcot to celebrate my absolute favorite park. So it looks like we all love the Capture Your Moment session, but the prices went up since we all did it.
Yes, it's gone up. A double session now is probably something I wouldn't book due to how much it would now cost, but I would 100% do a single session again and probably do it in a different park. In fact, I really wish they did a nighttime one at Hollywood Studios. I would love to do a Capture Your Moment session at night in Galaxy's Edge. I can imagine some of those photos being absolutely incredible. So that's us, but what about you? Tell us in the comments down below whether you are considering doing Capture Your Moment on your next trip to Walt Disney World, and whether you think it's priced at the right level. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and if you've done one before, if you thought it was worth the money you paid, we'd love to hear from you. So tell us your opinions in the comments down below. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our video today. Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
If you like our channel, please click subscribe.
Lastly, if you are not already a member of our fantastic Adults Only Facebook group, please join us there today.
In the meantime, never grow up.
And remember, never grow up.
In the meantime, remember, never grow up.
And as always, remember, never grow up.
Yay! Yay!